2024 is upon us somehow, and so it's time to look at all the art I made this year. Yeah, not much more to say than that. Let's just get into it, basically. Before we get into this video, this is editing Courtney, by the way. I need to apologize because I say a certain word way too much in this voiceover, but I just don't have time to redo it. My brain is fried right now. I'm sorry. I hope you can ignore it and forgive me and enjoy the video anyway. Watch it on mute. I don't know. But yeah, sorry about that. You'll find out what the word is. Don't worry. You'll figure it out. Welcome to my Tumblr page. I think this is like the easiest way to show all of it without like, I don't know, like technically this stuff isn't, the date I posted it is not the date I drew it. So I'm kind of doing this video based on the date that I posted stuff because there's stuff on my Patreon that never got posted anywhere but Patreon, and there's kind of like a month gap between when I draw it and when I post it. If you want to see it early, join my Patreon. Okay, that's all the promo I'm going to do. Anyway, first drawing, January postcard. 2023 was the year of the rabbit. Yeah, I still like this one. I think it's cool. I like the black background with the color on top of it. I think in hindsight, I do prefer the, blue and pink version. I don't know if I needed to do the green and purple version, but it's all right. You know, it is what it is. This I didn't draw in 2023. I drew this in 2021, like late 2021, but I posted it and it looks cool. Anyway, moving on. Not going to talk about it. Chainsaw Man fan art. Wow, what a year. I literally forgot I watched this at the beginning of the year. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite thing. You know, I was also in Mob Psycho world at the beginning of 2023. So, you know, kind of like Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby. For me, personally, if you love Chainsaw Man, that's cool. But yeah, I wanted to draw Makima in her cool coat or whatever. Now this I do really like. I had started it based on, like I drew something in like heavy paint, just like a little thumbnail doodle on my phone, and I actually turned it into a full thing, based on the Mogami arc in Mob Psycho. If you haven't watched or read Mob Psycho, you should. It's the best anime, in my opinion. New self-portrait from our portfolio site. Yeah, I really like this one. Unfortunately, I have, you know, come to terms with the fact that I like myself better with short hair, and I've realized, like, you know, growing out my hair was a good journey to go on, but now I look at everything of me with long hair and I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? So, you know, beyond that aspect of this, I still really like this self-portrait. I think it looks cool. Postcards again. Hades fan art, because I actually bought and played Hades. I still haven't beaten it. I have not escaped once, but man, I'll get there someday. It's still really fun. It's a great game. The art's cool. I kind of was just, you know, futzing around, putting colors down, not thinking too hard. Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. It's not my favorite, but like, I still like the way it looks. Then we have a little Jazz fan art. Not fan art. They're my own character. Well, I don't know. I view any Saints for Girls art as kind of fan art. They're real to me. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. It's not my favorite Jazz I've drawn. My favorite Jazz I've drawn actually hasn't been, like, finished yet. I still need to, like, finish it. But, yeah, the pose is cool. I think I used Patrick Stump as a reference. I like the pants. I like the outfit generally. This is a very Jazz outfit. Gus Fring, because I was watching Breaking Bad at this time. I like the, excuse me, I like the vibrancy of the color of his coat. It's from the box cutter episode. If you haven't seen it, I won't elaborate on it more. There's something about, like, the face itself that looks like the actor, but then, like, there's something about the hair that doesn't really look like him, so that's a bummer. I believe these are my only Pedro Pascals of the year, because everybody was watching The Last of Us, myself included. I think this one I prefer to this one. This one I drew first, and like the colors are interesting, but A, it doesn't really look like him, and B, I think it's just a little over-rendered. It's a little overworked, whereas this one, it's a bit looser. I think it looks more like him. It's just a bit more lively, I think, and it was a lot less effort. So, yeah, don't overwork your art, kids. Now this one's crazy, and you'll see why later if you don't know. The first Orville of the year, not the last Orville Peck for sure. I still really like this drawing. I think it looks awesome. The reference image was really cool, and I want to do more stuff like this where it has like the background kind of coming forward, or like, you're not really like drawing out the element, like you see what's happening, right? Like I didn't actually draw the jacket, I just drew the details on the jacket, so it makes it look like the jacket's coming out, okay, we get it. But yeah, it looks cool. I like the texture of it. I think it came pretty easily to me. This is probably one of my favorites of the year. Speaking of Orville Peck, here's some more. This one was a bitch. This one, like, I posted it on Patreon, but, like, I literally had to do the sketch for this one, like, 12 times. I don't know why. It was so hard for me, but it just was. But I do really like how it turned out. I think it turned out really cool. I really like the colors. I think, I don't know if it's, like, a style. I don't know. Style is weird, right? But I was purposefully trying to do something a bit different with my style. I wanted to do something a bit more cartoony, perhaps. I think I was thinking about like Woodrow White and even like Jamie Green, like, those sorts of things. But yeah, I do really like how it turned out, but every time I look at it, I just remember how hard it was to actually get this drawing. Meanwhile, this one came super easy. I did the really difficult one in Procreate, and I did this one in Heavy Paint. Heavy Paint is such an interesting program to me because it is either like super enjoyable and comes really easily, or I just like can't use it. It's some sort of like mental block. But yeah, this is probably my favorite Heavy Paint thing I've made. It just like, I don't know, it just looks really good. Both of these were using photo reference, so, that also makes it easier. But yeah, I really like the style that I used for this one. I like that, it still feels really rendered, but there are very like cartoony or abstracted elements of it still. Here is February's postcard. This is definitely like top 3 for the postcard club of this year. Might even be number 2. I'm looking at my wall with all my postcards on it. Yeah, I think it's like number 2 on my postcard club. I'm probably gonna reprint it and like, sell it beyond my postcard club for, 2024. But yeah, the girlies seem to like it. I really like it. Just some fun, slutty cowboy action. Yeehaw. More Last of Us fan art. It's fine. I don't know. I don't really care about The Last of Us like I did at the beginning of the year, but it is what it is, right? Serizawa from Mob Psycho again. I really like this drawing. It didn't do great. Like I try not to worry about numbers too much. I have to worry about it a little bit because part of my income does come from art stuff. But yeah, I think the drawing is cool. I like, it's not like a super crazy finished drawing or anything, but like, I'm still fond of it. Just a Saints for Girls sketch. This one isn't really like finished. I might revisit this one and kind of finish it up more than how it is here. But yeah, I love my girls. What can I say? I did draw these this year. My commissions are open at the moment, just as a heads up. But yeah, that's my friend Jay on the left, and then Tom and Greg on the right. This is before season 4 came out, so yeah, I don't know. beyond the actor himself, my Greg appreciation has kind of dropped because he was just it's just a nothing burger. But I really like the drawing of Jay. I think Jay turned out great. Hi, Jay. This drawing is one of my favorites of 2023 for sure. It's based on the Rolling Stones cover that Fleetwood Mac did. Yeah, it's just cool. It's fun. Like, you know, just my guys hanging out. Instagram didn't like Vincent's boobs being out, but hey, there's nipple covers on there. Like, grow up, get over it. Some Kendalls from my sketchbook. Not my favorite Kendalls of the year. Well, I mean, the bottom one's alright. I actually do still kind of like that sketch, but yeah, there are more Kendalls coming that are better than this one. This drawing from my sketchbook, I really like this drawing still. It's one of my favorite Cassidys that I've drawn. Yeah, I really like the process I did. It was acrylic and then colored pencil on top. Yeah, I mean, it's just fun, and it's cute, and it's my guy, so of course I like it. I want to do more stuff like this. A Dale. Oh, it's because it was Twin Peaks Day, but I forgot, but I wanted to draw something. It's fine. It's definitely not my favorite Dale. I'm glad I did draw one this year, though. Gotta draw more Twin Peaks stuff in 2024. Realized I didn't really draw much this year. Shut up. Ugh. Technology. Ugh. I do like the abstraction of his jacket, though. Just it being that one shape. Big into that. Another Vincent. I really like this drawing. I think it's cool. The background's whatever, right? I kind of was just drawing it for Vincent. But yeah, I mean, I think it looks cool. I like this one. Another Vincent. Yeah, this one was March's postcard. It was an homage to Ryan Ross's rose vest outfit, but also let's start that sentence over. March was my mom, or is, she's still here. It's my mom's birthday month, and so her favorite colors are pink and green, so I wanted to do something inspired by that. This is a piece for a zine that I did. It's like a take on the Demolition Lovers. It's okay. I was going to do something else for the zine, but then I wasn't feeling that one, so I kind of just did this one really quickly. And it's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. And as the tags here say, I was going through the horrors, so, I'll cut myself some slack. This is a commission I did. My commissions are closed unless you want me to draw, your favorite characters with dog ears and collars, because if you want me to do that, then my commissions are still open. Oh, Miss Casey from Severance. I need to rewatch Severance, first of all, but I really like this drawing. I like the edge quality. I like how soft it is in some parts, and then the specificity in other parts. I think the composition is cool. I think it really captures, everything I wanted to do in this drawing. I won't elaborate on the symbolism in this one in case you haven't seen Severance, but just know there's a lot of the symbols are symboling in here. Yeah, just having fun in the tour bus. I won't elaborate. Moving on. Another Kendall from my sketchbook. This is a acrylic paint one. There's some parts of it that I don't love. I mean, of course, seeing it this big also, it's kind of small in my sketchbook, so I think it kind of reads better there. But yeah, I like that Kendall. I like the color scheme. I think this is a frame from season 2, episode 1, where he's just looking real sad. Gerard Way businesswoman moment. Millions dead, billions injured. Just really was really important to me. I drew more sketches that I posted on my Patreon, but yep, Gerard smiles. A little Ethel Kane. This is from a frame from one of I think she was singing Thoroughfare, but Yeah, I like this one. I think it's cool. This is when I was developing my little Procreate brush pack, and so this one and the Miss Casey one, and I think even the Last of Us one, were kind of all with that brush pack. Oh, and the Gerard too. But yeah, I think it's cool. I like the colors. I like the where the lines kind of get covered up versus where they're still showing through. Yeah. Oh yeah, and speaking of that, here's all that. I'll put the link in the description for this brush pack if you're interested. Another I really like this one. I think it's cute. I should probably make it into a sticker. That would be fun. Yeah, 2024. I want to make more stickers, so this can probably be one of them. I don't know if I'll include like the heart, but yeah, the pose is still really cute. This is one of my favorite illustrations I did this year. The color scheme is one I don't use a lot. I feel like for some reason I don't just do like cool colors. I have to include some warm colors in there. So this is unusual for me, but I really, really like how it turned out. Very specifically, I really like how Kendall's face turned out. It took me a couple tries, and I was worried I was kind of overworking that area because I wanted it to still feel kind of loose like everything else does. But yeah, I think the rendering actually kind of worked in its favor. Yeah, I think it's cool. I like the fact that you can see the tape from where I like taped it down and where I scanned it in. Yeah, I want to do more stuff like this. Like this is a good inspiration point for art to make in the new year. More Stewies from Succession. I think the bottom one is better. Yeah, I don't know. These are just sketches, so I don't have a lot to say about them. But yep, Stewie. Roman, my very good internet friend Ezra now has him. But yeah, I like this one a lot. I like how weird the colors are. I like how his nose turned out. I think his nose turned out great. Yeah, it kind of uses the whole rainbow. Maybe I shouldn't have used like all of the colors, but you know, I did and I don't regret it. Now, this is when Succession actually started airing. Yeah, this was a pretty quick drawing after the first episode of season 4 aired. Yeah, I mean, I love divorce. I love, I love Burple. I love barbed wire and chains. Yeah, it's just, I like this drawing. It's a weird one, but it's a cool one. Again. Yeah, this was, I think Doja Cat was doing it's from some sort of thing that she was modeling for. And this, I don't know, listen, I'm not a Doja Cat stan or whatever. I know she has some, interesting characters and history kind of associated with her, but the pose was cool. So I drew my own character in the pose. And I still think the pose is cool. The colors are a little muddy, but I think that was kind of intentional, I guess. But yeah, I still love so I do have a fondness for this drawing. You know, every freaking year, I think, man, I haven't drawn a lot this year, and then I look at all the stuff I've drawn, I'm like, whoa, wait, maybe I did kind of draw a lot this year. Here is April's postcard. This was my favorite one from the Postcard Club. I made these into stickers also recently, if you're interested, but yeah, it's just it's a really great drawing. The colors are really simple, but it's like perfect for what it is. Composition's great. Yeah, one of the kind of few drawings where I kind of knew what I wanted to do, and I did it, and I still really like it. This was a little study of Ash, Evil Dead, you know, just painting some blood. I talked about this in the sketchbook tour that this like was from, but I don't love the mouth. I wish the mouth wasn't the way it looks, I guess, but the like cheek and jaw and forehead and neck are good. It's just kind of the mouth zone that I don't love. John Wick. John Wick world feels like so distant from where I am now. Like, So much has happened this year. But yeah, I really like this drawing. I mean, of course, it's just John Wick or whatever. But yeah, I think I actually captured Keanu's likeness really well here. Like, it's simple, but gosh darn it, it works. Another Orvie. This is from the look that he was wearing on RuPaul's Drag Race. I didn't watch the episode, but I saw some gift sets. Yeah, not my favorite Orvie of the year, but I like the colors. I don't have a lot to say about it, but, it's fun. Cassidy showing off her side wound tattoo. I now realize I think Jesus's side wound was actually on the other side, but I don't know. This is inspired by a Caravaggio painting, I believe. Well, yeah, I think it's inspired by a Caravaggio painting, and so that is why the composition is like this. But this is just a silly one. I think it's cool. The only part I don't like is Cassidy's face. I think it's a little overworked. Everything else kind of feels sort of fresh and good. But yeah, if I were to do it again, I'd probably change up the face. Classic episode. Watching this was crazy. This is from Succession, season 4, episode 3. If you know, you know. This is another heavy paint one. Like I said before, it either comes super naturally to me or it just doesn't come to me at all. This one felt pretty natural. I like the wonkiness in it. Again, Woodrow White is one of my favorite artists, like, working right now generally, and so I think I was kind of feeling some inspiration from him kind of subconsciously. These are just 2 little postcards or note cards that I doodled on while I was waiting for Andrew Bird. Not a lot to say about them, but I do like them, and it was a big Andrew Bird year for me. And now this was crazy. So that drawing that I did before, was put onto a shirt, like an official Orville Peck shirt, that you might still be able to buy. I'm not sure, but yeah. Yes, this was the craziest art moment for me this year by far. Like, I was working a double at work, and I was just in the bathroom, going on my phone, and I was like, oh, let me check Instagram. And then I open Instagram, and I see these beautiful pictures of one of my favorite artists wearing the shirt that I made. Like, literally crazy. I was like jumping up and down like a cartoon character. It was wild. Yeah, just super grateful still that even happened. And I was so grateful I did a little doodle of Orville wearing my shirt. Orvilleception or whatever. Saints for Girls photo shoot. I really like this drawing still. I think it's very cute. It's the same outfits that they're wearing in those portraits that I did last year. It's great. Captures them well. I don't like, the background I kind of was giving up on. I didn't care as much about it. I was like, I just want it to be done. I might, if I use this anywhere else, I might change up the background, but the actual, the boys themselves look great. A tiny little Dale I doodled at work. No other words really, just Dale. This Kendall is very much tied to Hard Times by Ethel Cain. That was my number 1 song of the year, and that's because that song reminded me of Kendall Roy. And also, it's like my little lullaby song. If I can't fall asleep, I listen to that song. So, yeah. Kendall looking sad. Looking real sad. I like the background stuff. All those little ropes. It's very graphic and interesting. I would like to do more juxtapositions like this, where there's those really graphic details and then the kind of more painterly stuff right next to each other. I'd like to explore that more. Just a little Saints for Girls doodle. That outfit design sucks. You need to add more belts that do nothing. Ree and Jas are truly the Belt brothers. a little Vincent that I hadn't posted before. It's just Vincent in a jacket. My friend has like a sheriff jacket that they've thrifted, and I imagine that Vincent has a very similar one, basically. Oh yeah, and then I was able to get that computer angel design on a shirt, which was very cool, through a local art store, not art store, clothing store. Yep, words, wow. Another John Wick, this one a bit more threatening and a bit more surreal with the colors. I do really like the background. You know, I don't really feel super strongly one way or the other about this drawing, but I do really like the background. I wish I kind of did the eyes differently, maybe. I think the eyes are a bit too much. No ho Hank. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is one I got into Berry World. Yeah, I know people feel conflicted about season 4, and this is not a video about Barry, but yeah, I do really like this drawing. I think it does indeed look like NoHo Hank. Oh, I miss him. Alrighty, if I sound different, it's cause I just went to work, but now we're back. We're so back. Alright, May's postcard. I did a merman, I don't know, night theme. I like this one. You know, the line art's cool. It's not one of my favorites. I don't know. Like, the line art I really liked, but then the coloring, like, I don't know. I just didn't know what I wanted to do for it. So I think that is kind of why I'm not like head over heels with it, but like, it's cool. It's fun. She's different. Jean, my daughter, my weird daughter. If you don't know, she's from my comic Signals, which, by the way, physical copies are going to be available again soon. I don't know when, but soon. Anyway, this is just a little portrait that I did of her. The comic doesn't look like this, but if you get the comic, it comes with this print. Anyway, all words. The Clip Studio added like a new color blending mode where you can it makes it feel more like the way that colors mix in real life instead of the way that like digital colors mix, and I love it. It's great. And so I used that and some other kind of smushy wet brushes in this one, and also just generally throughout the year. Those were they really carried this year for sure. But yeah, I really like this one. I was color picking from a Zorn palette, which, if you don't know, it's a traditional color palette. It's black, white, yellow ochre, and usually like vermilion, which is like a reddy orange. So you get some really interesting colors that way. Just a little doodle of jazz that I did when I was at work. We had these blue note cards. I too miss when Warped Tour was gay. A Will Graham from Hannibal mention. If you're a newer follower of mine, or this is like your first video of mine, I had a very big Hannibal phase in late 2020, early 2021. And I was just feeling a little nostalgic. I think the first episode turned 10 or something. Yeah, that sounds right. The first episode turned 10 this year. So I wanted to draw a little Will Graham. I really like how it turned out. The colors are weird. And he looks very wet and sweaty, and pathetic, which is how I like him to look. This is two of my original characters, Aster and Lila, reverse order. Lila's on the left. This is just like a little line art drawing, you know, it's not really in context of anything in the actual comic. But I really like how the line art turned out. For some reason, it reminds me of like Alison Bechdel, like just some sort of, I don't know, the Dyke energy, I guess, is where that's coming from. But yeah, it's cute. I like it. I think it captures them well. This is another one in a similar sort of style, but it's Jas and Cassidy. I realized I hadn't really drawn them much together, so yeah, I had to draw them together. There's lore, like, one of my goals in 2024 is to actually put their lore into some sort of thing and make it like official. But they have history together. They were in a band before they were in Saints for Girls, but that band kind of fell apart for other reasons. Then a little link. This is during the summer when I was actually like uploading pretty regularly. So, for some of these that I'm about to show, there are YouTube videos that accompany them. What a crazy thought. But yeah, link. I still haven't played Tears of the Kingdom because I still haven't finished Breath of the Wild. But I really like this painting. I think it turned out cool. You can hear me talk more about it in that video. Then one of my favorite little silly drawings from this year, Koopy and Snoopy. This was inspired by an edit I saw on Twitter, which I think it's now a genre of edits, but this is like the first one that I saw where, yeah, it's just Snoopy in frames of Twin Peaks. And so I needed to draw the two of them hanging out together, my two little guys. Another NoHo Hank. The lines I did traditionally in my sketchbook, and then I colored it digitally. I think I used in Clip Studio, there's a way to lasso tool and kind of color stuff. And if all the lines aren't closed, you can get some interesting groupings. So I think I did something like that here. Yeah, it's simple, but it's effective. I love this NoHo Hank look. And yeah, I still like this drawing. I think it looks cool. That's my new word of this year. That's just me calling everything cool. This is an Orville from my sketchbook. Yep, an Orville from my sketchbook with those, oh gosh, what are they called? The Caran d'Ache Neocolor crayons. I was testing those out. And also there's some Posca in there, I think. But yeah, next up we have some Berry. Again, another painting from my sketchbook. Really enjoyed painting on paper this year. It was really fun. Yeah, I still really like this painting. I think it captures Bill's face well, Bill Hader's face. Yeah, interesting colors. Just good mark making. Me when I haven't been in an actual critique in a year and a half. But yeah, I am still a fan of this one. This was June's postcard. It was very self-indulgent, and because, June, not only is it Pride Month, but it's also my birthday month. So I was like, I don't care about what's going to be actually popular or going to make people want to sign up for my Patreon. I'm just going to do something for me. And so, yeah, it's inspired by that one Vocaloid art with the butterfly headphones for Magnet. Yeah, but it's Vincent and Ree. It's not this is not their actual vibe, but I just think it's fun. I think a little, a fun little gay moment is fun. Worst video of the year from me. This, I believe, is the most popular drawing that I did on Instagram. I think it got the most likes this year on Instagram. Yeah, it's Spider-Punk. You guys probably saw Across the Spider-Verse too, so you know who he is. But yeah, I was big into that movie. Definitely one of my favorites of the year. And I just wanted to draw Spider-Punk, so I did. They believed they could, so they did. Yeah, I like the lines. I like the CMYK. Nice. This is one of my favorite drawings of the year, I think. Just it's so simple, it's just kind of lines with that little bit of pink in there, but I just think it's really effective, and it's an energy that I want to capture in more drawings of mine, the really shape and energy based, focus, the interesting composition. Yeah, I just this one. Originally I was gonna have Jas kind of on top, standing on top of her, but I ended up just wanting to draw Ree like that, and so I did. And yeah, I think it looks great. Definitely one I want to keep in my brain for 2024 and try to kind of capture the essence of. In an ideal world where I'm functional enough to make a Saints for Girls comic, this is the style that I would want it to look like. Another Orville, Pride edition. This is right before I saw him in New York. Yeah, I did the lines traditionally with a Zig clean color pen. It's like a brush pen. And then I colored it digitally. Yeah, I'm a really big fan of the liner, actually. I think the liner turned out great. The colors, I could take or leave, but I actually do really like how just the black and white turned out. Then have some more Spider-Man, got Web Slinger. This is just like a really weird little drawing. I did the base of it in heavy paint, which is where all of this crazy color noise stuff is coming from. And then I went on top in Clip Studio, and that's where I did the lines for it. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about this one, but I think it has, an interesting energy. I think the colors are very vibrant, maybe a little illegible, but that's fine. It could be a little illegible as a treat. Orville again, as the caption says. This one also has a video for it. Yeah, I am a fan of this one for sure. The scan doesn't capture it super well. The colors are more interesting in person, I think. I don't know. There's something about acrylic paint that's always so hard to scan or photograph properly, especially on chipboard because it's so matte. But yeah, I do really like this one. I like how I played with the softness versus really firm lines, and then the texture, the rendering versus kind of leaving the pencil line showing through. I talk about it more in that video. Actually, it might be a Q&A, so I don't know how much I talk about it in that video, but I still like this drawing, smiley face. A silly little Ash that from Evil Dead that I doodled at work. Not the last of Ash you'll be seeing this year. Oh, no. There'll be more. I meet the artist from this year. I remember I wasn't I don't know. The end of June was just really busy for me. I just had life stuff going on, not bad stuff, but just stuff. So I didn't have a lot of time to do it. And yeah, I mean, it's cool. I like it. I regret the fact that I didn't do a full body, for this year. 'Cause I feel like I usually do have a full body drawing for my Meet the Artist. So next year I'll have to do that. But yep. It's pretty accurate, I would say. Bill Hader, Barry photo study. This one also has a video for it. That's also a Q&A. Yeah, I still like this. I mean, I don't have a lot to say about studies because they're kind of just, really based on the photo material you're looking at. But it does look like Bill Hader, I cannot deny. This was July's postcard. I'm into this one. This is probably also one of my favorites from the year. I don't think it's my favorite, but yeah, I wanted to do something that had a bit more background in it. The job that I have, we paint a lot of clouds and sunsets and that sort of thing. And so I think that was finally rubbing off on me. So I just wanted to do some weird clouds and stuff. And my cowboy guy exists in a weird fantasy-ish universe, surreal, or just anything can kind of happen nature-wise. And so I wanted to lean into that. Yeah, I like how it turned out. This is just kind of a little sketch. I used Hayley Williams as a reference. I think I had tried to paint this traditionally, and then okay, I did a sketch first. I did a study of the pose first, and I really liked that. So then I tried painting it, but painting it made it really bad. So then after a bit I revisited the sketch digitally and just did some lines. Yeah, it's cute. I mean, I always I don't know, I every time I draw Ree, to be honest. So yeah, yep. Best commentary ever. So this actually, I didn't draw in July. I drew 95% of it in either December of 2022 or early January. It was when I was kind of going through it, to be honest. And I finally finished that last 5% in January, which is why I posted it. If you're interested, I do have prints of this in my store. So yeah, you can get one of these if you want. But yeah, I really like this drawing. It does what I wanted to do setting out for it. I wanted to show someone covered in blood, gritting their teeth, giving a thumbs up and just like, that gritted teeth optimism or whatever. Sorry, I made that post on Tumblr. But yeah, I like the color contrast too. I mean, red and teal are complementary colors, so it makes sense. But yep, this is a fun little drawing. It's not very canon accurate per se, but it's Aster and Lila just, having a little fun, just girls being girls, you know how it is. Yeah, just fun stuff. The Aster's face reminds me of Harry Dubois from Disco Elysium, I think. Yeah, I was inspired by some like random photo I saw on Tumblr, and I was like, oh my god, that's so them. Yeah, sorry, I feel like I don't have a lot to say about these drawings, but I just wanted to have a little fun, a little cool down, and just draw my characters. So there's that. This Ethel Kane is not from July, but I just posted it in July. I think July was kind of an art block month for me, so that's kind of why there's some drawings that weren't from this month in it. Yeah, this is from like January, I think, but I'm a fan of it. It's that same Zig clean color brush pen with Tombow like light gray marker, and that specific brush pen, the black one, fades out to such a pretty purple, and so that's where like those colors are kind of coming from. This is August's postcard. I was doing a lot of calling with my partner at the time, so yeah, I just wanted to do a girl kissing a computer. We're still friends. I don't want to make it seem like weird or whatever, but yeah, I still like this drawing. I think it's very cute. I like the pink and I like the color scheme. And yeah, another one where I kind of set out to do something and I did in fact do it. A little sketchbook spread. Yep. I like, they're whatever. They're sketchbook stuff. The sketchbook specifically has been kicking my ass, so I think I'm leaving it in 2023. I'll try to do a sketchbook tour at some point. This little signals drawing I did to promote the first round of pre-orders for the physical book, which, by the way, thank you if you bought a copy. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, I don't know. I bought 200 books and I sold all of them. Like, that is just kind of astonishing to me. So a sincere thank you if you are one of those 200. And if you wish you were and still want a copy, like I said before, I will be selling them again. But yeah, I just wanted to do another drawing like in the style of the comic. So I went back to like really small canvas, pixel art, that sort of thing. This is the cover for The Last of Us scene that I was in. Like I said, I'm not as crazy about The Last of Us as I was before, and earlier in the year. However, I do really like this drawing. I think it turned out great. The colors are really strong, good composition. I kind of wanted it to feel like there were hands reaching out in the shadows towards them. I don't think the actual legibility of that is that strong, but I think it's good enough as is. And I like how the text turned out. So yeah, even though I'm not like crazy about The Last of Us, I still do like this drawing. A little Carmi from the Bear, because I finally watched season 1. Still haven't watched season 2. Whoopsie. But yeah, it's him. Originally this drawing was super saturated. It was like a really like intense reddy orange all over it, but then I decided to pull back on the colors and have it be a bit more natural, and I'm really, really glad that I did that because I just think it looks a lot better now. And yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting color stuff kind of going on here. I remember kind of scribbling on this during a D&D session. Yeah, I think it also captures his likeness well. So overall, a good one. We did it. This is a little traditional painting I did. It was acrylic on canvas. Yeah, and it's the kind of ending shot from the movie Pearl. I had finally watched it and really loved it and wanted to make a painting so that I could sell it at my job. And I did, thankfully. But yeah, the proportions ended up a little more caricature-ish than I maybe wanted, but I'm not mad about it. I like how the lace turned out. It's such a small little part of it, but I do think that the lace is really successful. I'll put the link to this in my description, but this is the most important thing that I made this year, which is my Evil Dead 2 Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit edit. Yeah, just really crucial and important viewing and listening, to be honest. This is directly lifted from this picture of Pete Wentz, just kind of paying respect to the people who came before me. Yeah, it's really goofy and silly, but I do really like it. Another Ethel Cain, inspired by a behind-the-scenes photo. This is mainly just like a glorified brush test, to be honest. I downloaded some real crunchy guys for Procreate, and so I was just messing around with those. Yeah, not my favorite Ethel drawing, but I think it's cool still. Another postcard. This one was for September. This, I think it's so hard to pick my favorite ones, to be honest, but this is top 3 of my postcards for the year. It's this, the Valentine's one, and the Computer Angel one. I think those were my favorites from the year. Yeah, it's my character Lila. It's inspired by The Batwoman by Albert Joseph Pino. Sorry, I don't know how to say his last name. But yeah, it's inspired by that one painting. Yeah, I just think it looks super cool. The colors stand out from all the other postcards. I didn't really do any with this color scheme. And yeah, I just think it turned out great. It's a good one. Good job, past me. This is a redraw of the first icon I ever had on Tumblr, and I'll zoom in here. The left one is from 2014, the middle one is from 2017, and the one on the right is the newest one from 2023. Yeah, just really crazy. Really bonkers and crazy how much my art has improved. It's just a testament to the fact that if you keep drawing, you will get better. I wish I had done one in 2020 because the gap between 2017 and 2023 looks crazy. It's actually insane. But yeah, I'm really fond of the new drawing. I think, if past me saw this Pete, they would have been screaming, crying, throwing up because it looks like him. That's Pete Wentz right there. These are just some little doodles of Jesse from Breaking Bad. Don't have a lot to say about these boys, but yeah, I mean, they're cool. They're whatever. This is another kind of art block point, I think, because again, I think I had some life and work stuff going on. Sally from Barry. I really like this drawing. I think it captures her likeness well. And then Guillermo. I think someone on Patreon might have requested this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything to say about it, but I think it turned out nice enough. Didn't do that in 2023. This is a weird little drawing that I did of Aster and Lila. I think the line art turned out okay, but then once I started coloring it, I kind of just didn't know what to do with it. Yeah, or even shading it. I don't know. It's fine. I think the Lila turned out better than the Aster, however. This is Bruce Campbell in an obscure movie called Sundown the Vampire in Retreat, where he plays a descendant of Van Helsing. So he's a vampire hunter, but then he turns into a vampire at the end of the movie. I cannot speak on how attractive I find him because I don't... listen. Listen. If you like the way that Bruce Campbell looks here in this drawing, you should watch the movie, even though he's barely in it. It's a fun movie too, just generally speaking. But yeah, I plead the fifth on that matter. I really like how this painting turned out. I did it in Clip Studio Paint with the same brushes that I did for that Signals painting before, in a similar color palette. Yeah, it turned out good. I don't know what else to say. Go watch that movie. It's really fun. This is a redraw of a Saints for Girls piece that I did in 2020 before they were Saints for Girls. I don't know if the original will show up in here, but yeah, I do like this drawing, and it is objectively better, but I don't think Ree actually looks like herself here. I think there's something about her face that doesn't exactly look like her. Like her body's fine, but the face I'm kind of just still hung up on. But it is like a better drawing, so it is what it is. Oh yeah, here we go. Here you can see the difference between the two. Yeah, I still kind of like parts of the original drawing, but like the proportions are kind of crazy. Another Ash Evil Dead. This is when I start going into Ash mode for sure. I really love these lines. I just think they turned out great. This pen is, I think it's called Nasty Gal, and it's from the Truget Texture Supply Monomania pack. Yeah, not sponsored. I just really like those brushes. Yeah, I really like these lines. I tried coloring it, made it kind of worse, so I was like, nope, just gonna post the lines. This bottom's art is interesting because Rachel reposted it on her Instagram without tagging me. I didn't even know she had seen it, but yeah, I guess she did. Thanks, girl. Yeah, I really liked the movie. I thought, I don't think it was my favorite of the year. I don't know. It's hard to think of like my favorite like singular movie of this year, but I did really enjoy the movie, and so I had to draw the two main characters. Yeah, I recommend watching it. I think it's funny. Don't take it too seriously. But yeah, I think I captured their likeness well as well. And it's cool that Rachel, and I'm presuming, Ao and like, other people involved saw it if Rachel saw it. So yeah, that's crazy. That also happened at work. I just like went on Instagram and I only found out because one of my mutuals tagged me in the comments. I was like, whoa, okay. This is October's postcard. I tried doing Magtober this year, and I kind of stopped for a couple reasons. There's more on my Patreon than what I actually posted publicly. The engagement and like the algorithm just like completely screwed me over when I tried posting every day. So it just wasn't worth it in that regard. And I just felt like I was pursuing quantity over quality, so I was like, I don't need to do this anymore. The prompt for this one though was the two of us, or like just the two of us, so I wanted to do something ghosty, kind of Crimson Peak-ish, also inspired by A Guest in the House by Emily Carroll, my favorite graphic novel of the year, probably my favorite book of the year. Just really fantastic stuff. This is day one of Magtober, Sour Candy. This drawing was so strange on Tumblr. It was just like not fucking showing up for some reason. It was really annoying. But I really like this drawing. I think this is like the most underrated drawing that I posted this year. Like it looks cool. Like look at it. The colors are fun. Like, it's just a fun time. Day 2 for Magtober was prized possessions. So I drew my little Snoopy collection. Yeah, it's cute. I like it. I just don't have a lot to say about it. Day 3, citrus. This drawing turned out really muddy, but I do like the concept behind it. I was thinking about like, the love, when you share a orange with somebody else. But yeah, the actual drawing, like not my favorite from the year. Oh my gosh. Day 4 was neon, and sorry for your eyes. Yeah, I wanted to draw something Katamari related, and so I drew the prince in his little Mount Fuji hat. Yeah, it's neon for sure. One thing about me is that if I see a prompt that says neon, I'm gonna take that shit seriously. Day 5 for Magtober was Cross My Mind. I was thinking about modular synths and wires crossing and like that sort of thing. So I did like an android with modular synth like back of their head. Yeah, I mean, I think I could have pushed it further. The edge quality is all kind of fuzzy all the way around, but I do like it. Like I'll probably revisit this in the future and try it again, because I do really like the concept of this illustration, and I like some aspects about it, like the colors, and I think some of the softness works, but it all being soft doesn't help it, I guess. This Yeah, this is also from October. The prompt was high and low contrast. So I was wearing a certified grout fit and I drew it and made my skin really bright. Everybody on Instagram really liked this for some reason. I like it too, but it was just kind of, it caught me off guard as to like why that one was kind of catching on. But yeah, I do really like this. I think it's cool. The proportions are interesting. Would like to make more stuff like it. This is a silly little self-portrait that I did for my business cards. Yeah, it's inspired by Saint Sebastian. It's got break stuff, Limp Bizkit lyrics on it. What more could you want, really? Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it turned out nice. It does make it really hard to pass out my business cards. I try to give it to them, like, because, like, on the other side is just my name, so I try to give people my business cards with that side up, but yeah. This is a Reanimator drawing that I did. I posted it on the day that, like, Reanimator happens, like, in the film. They say it's October 10th. Yeah, I really like how this drawing turned out. I think the lines turned out great. I was using some different kind of shading and screen tone brushes from one of my mutuals, Wendy. Yeah, I think it turned out nice. I like the green. This is for another Magtober. I think the prompt was inside/outside. I think that was the prompt for it. This is a study of a screenshot from a LGR video about the Leanne Lee 2003 aquarium PC case. It was a computer stand that had like a panel outside of it with like you could add water to it and like you'd have a little aquarium, and the thought of that freaks me out. Like I can never do that. I would not trust that, but it's so cool. Like I wish there was something like this without the fear of it leaking, I guess. Like I don't know how I'd be able to like sleep at night, but yeah, I like, you know, I like how the colors turned out. I think I did capture the essence of that computer case. This is just a fun little Saints for Girls gay moment drawing. Certified gay moment drawing. I think I used an image of Boy Genius as a reference. But yeah, just reading Cass. I did some like gradient map stuff on top of it. Yeah, like how it turned out. Not super deep or anything, but still fun nonetheless. This one I really enjoy. It's banner of the Fresno brothers, which one of my now mutuals made some crochet little Fresno night crawlers, and I just drew them kind of chilling, happy in a field. Yeah, I like the colors. I think it's very dreamy, you know, and I think it does the Fresno brothers justice. This is a drawing of Cassidy, Saints for Girls. I was using an image of Ethel Kane as a reference. Yeah, I like it. You know, it's not my favorite drawing of Cass, but I really like how the clothes turned out. Like, I think the body turned out great. There's something about the face still that I don't love, and I don't love how I colored it either, but the lines are cool. The lines are cool. The one on the left is an actual new self-portrait. I feel like I always end up doing self-portraits whenever I'm about to radically change something. Radically, that's a strong word. But whenever I'm about to change something about my appearance, and in this case, I was about to get new glasses, so I wanted to capture my old ones in one last little piece. But yeah, the piece on the left here is like from October, and then the one on the right is from like December 2018, from when I was in college. I was a freshman, and I did that oil painting for my Foundations of Painting final. And yeah, you know, it is just crazy seeing the difference between the two. Obviously, like, you know, it's different mediums and different timelines and stuff, so it's not fair to like compare these two too directly, but yeah, it's just so interesting to see both how my art has changed, but also how I have changed. It's kind of funny because, like, hair-wise, I don't look that different, but there was a big period of looking different in the like, between these two, between the 5 years. This is Saints for Girls Halloween costumes. Cassidy is Carrie. Vincent is Herbert from Reanimator. Ree is Wendy from The Shining. Jas is Ash from Evil Dead. And Frankie is Candyman from Candyman. Yeah, these are really cute little illustrations. I think they turned out great. You know, I think next year I want to have them doing stuff, like more, like actually interacting with each other in their Halloween piece. But in terms of just little character illustrations, you know, I think it turned out great. This was November's postcard. To be honest, like, November was not a great month for me. You know, just like a lot of work and just like malaise and a bit of sickness. And I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do for the November postcard. So I ended up just drawing Ree. I was just kind of following stripes, wanted to do some stripes, and so I did. I really like how they look in person, actually. I think they look better in person, which usually does not happen for these postcards. But yeah, you know, I like it, but it's not like, it's not very meaningful to me or to anybody, I don't think. But it's cute. It's whatever. Oh, and I was also having wrist issues and like neck issues during this time. I'm remembering because this Will Graham I did not on my iPad, but I did it on my computer with my screenless tablet, because for maybe like a week or two, I could not look down comfortably while I was drawing. Yeah, the Magtobers I showed were also mostly done with my screenless tablet. I forgot about that. Wow. It happened so recently, but I forgot. Yeah, anyway, this is just a weird little Will from, I think it's the image is from like a behind the scenes from the first episode. One of my favorite Will looks. Love it when he gets blood on his glasses or whatever. Yeah, you know, not my favorite Will, but not my least favorite either, for sure. I love how this Carrie painting turned out. I ended up selling it. Like, I'm a little sad that it sold, but at the same time, I'm happy somebody bought it. But yeah, this is another acrylic painting on canvas, like that Pearl painting was. More limited color palette this time. I just used, I think it was like bright red, fluorescent violet, phthalo blue, and white, and that was basically it. Maybe a little black in there too. I can't remember. Actually, no, I don't think I used any black. But yeah, I just think it turned out really vibrant and beautiful. Yeah, great stuff. Love this one. This Vincent was from Magtober. I think the prompt was underground, so I did like underground music, which made me think about Saints for Girls. Yeah, very loosely connected, kind of a loose one, but yeah, I think it's a cool drawing. Sorry, I keep saying cool. Every time I say cool, drink some water or something. You know, it's serviceable. I don't know. It's fine. Nothing crazy. This is another Ash. You know, it's that time of year. Yeah, I really like this one. It looks really bonkers crazy. I did the sketch while I was substitute teaching at my college, which was an interesting experience. But yeah, I think this drawing is effective. I kind of didn't know how exactly I wanted the colors to look. I just knew I wanted it to be very bright. And so I think, you know, mission accomplished in that regard. This is a drawing of Aster and Lila from a moment in the comic. I'm not going to elaborate on when this happens or why, but yeah, you know, just a cute little girlfriend moment. I swear there's like, you know, context before and after this moment. But yeah, I think it does capture them well. I like the brush that he used for the line art. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if the whole comic ends up looking like this. I'm not sure if it will, but I would not be mad about it. Last postcard of the year. This one is Snoopy, as you can see. Yeah, this is the first one that I did traditionally. I would like to do more traditional ones in 2024. yeah, I did it traditionally because I had to do it quickly. And for me, like, there's something about traditional where I don't overthink it, so it makes it kind of quicker to do. Yeah, it's, just him with the puffer jacket and some Christmas lights, just chilling, Jay chilling. This is from when I watched one of my favorite shows of the year. Well, it didn't come out this year, but I watched The Terror season 1. Phenomenal show. Very much recommend watching it if you haven't. Yeah, this is from a specific sort of tender moment between two of them. I won't go on if you haven't seen it, but if you have seen it, you know. If you know, you know. Yeah, I think it actually really captures James Fitzjames's face really well. So, happy with this one. This Ash, oh, look at him. He's so girlfriend. Yeah, big fan of this one. It's not really, like, I didn't really invent much in it. It's more so a study from a Polaroid that was at the, like, I don't know, there's some, like, LA Horror Nights thing that was Evil Dead themed this year. I don't know. I only saw my mutual post a photo from it, of this photo, and so I drew from it. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Love him. Yep. I won't elaborate. My art versus artists for this year. Oh, and here's my art versus artist at my other job. You can see some of the really high octane painting that I do at my other job. Ginger, if she snapped or whatever. Yeah, some little Ginger Snaps fan art. I like the line art for this one. I used a pen that is a digital pen that's supposed to be like a glass dip pen, and it's really fun. You get some fun lines with it. I used the same one for that really bright Evil Dead drawing with the chainsaw. But yeah, I think it, does what it sets out to do. This is a 6 fan art challenge that I did with my patrons, asked them for what they wanted to see. A very dynamic and interesting group of characters here. I kind of love how none of these characters should be in the same room together, but yet here they are in a lineup. Yeah, I think it's really fun. A little Percy from the new Percy Jackson show. I haven't continued it, but I did watch the first 2 episodes, and I really liked it. I thought it was sweet. So, yeah, I just wanted to draw a little Percy. I haven't been drawing much this month because I've just been so fucking busy at work. Like, the past 2 weeks, I've literally been working double the hours I usually do. So I just have had no time to draw. And also I started playing The Sims again. So anytime I did have to draw, I was playing The Sims. But we're coming back to drawing eventually. This is a drawing I did of Nevertell Green Knight that I don't really like, so I'm not gonna go on about it long. And this is the last drawing that I guess I'm going to post in 2023. It's a pinup of Shell from Portal. Oh, okay. Pinup's a strong word. It's a pinup to me, but in terms of other pinups, it's not that revealing or anything. It was made with a pinup intent in my heart. Yeah, I played Portal 2 finally after not playing it for 11 years or whatever, and it was phenomenal. So I wanted to draw her. Yeah, I really like this drawing. I think it turned out really nice. Good colors, good shading, good overall. A good note to end on. So yeah, I mean, that's it for 2023. I'll probably elaborate more on Patreon, but yeah, it's been a year for me. A good year, actually, despite it all. Yeah, I'm in a much better place than I was at the end of last year, and so I hope that pattern continues, both for me and also for people generally everywhere. Yeah, thank you if you've been following me for the entire year, or if this is your first video of mine. I hope you stick around for 2024. I want to just continue making stuff. I don't want to be too specific or contain myself to too many boxes, but yeah, I'm just very grateful that I'm able to make stuff and share it with people, and that people like it. So I just want to continue doing that. So, a sincere thank you from the bottom of my heart if you've liked or bought or read anything of mine in the past year. If you've commented or like told me that you like it, like it really, truly, truly does mean a lot. If you want, let me know if you have a favorite piece of mine from this year. Feel free to tell me. Or if you have specific stuff you'd like to see from me in 2024, feel free to comment it. I might not do it, but you could always comment. I'm not gonna stop you from doing that. A sincere thank you to my patrons this year. It's been 1 year of Patreon now, basically, and that is, it's crazy how fast time goes. Yeah, I'm grateful to have that little space there. So if you want to join that, it's in the description. But otherwise, I'll see you in 2024. Thank you so much for watching.